So the project is to put a propane tank in here, okay? I'm going to locate it here outside my shop, behind my window, okay? I'm going to have one line. It's going to run around behind the shop and enter in there where my wood stove is now. Be putting some sort of a heater in. Haven't really decided what yet, but that's where the chimney is, so we'll plan on it there. Along here, I'm gonna be running the line up. Have a driveway here coming through that allows me to have access to the back of the property. But right in here I'm going to be putting a conduit, piece of conduit pipe, 1.5 inch or 2 inch across this area here, because they'll have to cross this ditch in order to put the tank in back there. So I'll lay that conduit in and cover up the ditch so they can drive over it. Then they'll just push the pipe. I believe they're going to use the PEX type flexible pipe tubing to run that up here. Should be clear sailing till I get up in here. Then I have that tree right there. You'll notice the house is even notched out to let it grow. Okay, really don't want to kill that tree, so I'm going to come out around the roots. Right in here is a septic tank. There's the center of the tank, so I'm going to come around this corner of it, and then this is the septic line that goes into the house, and I'll run right along that septic line here and bring it back to this corner. They'll put the regulator in there, okay? Then I'm going to run a line across here and tee off into the house so that they can, my wife wants to change over from an electric to a gas range, propane. And then there'll be a regulator that sits here that will be replacing this heat pump unit with either a combination gas and heat pump, or just full gas heat and electric air unit. We're still getting quotes. We don't know what we're going to end up with there, but at any rate, the objective today is to get that ditch in. Got rain coming, so I need to get after it. I'll take you along. Well, I think that's gonna work. I just need a 6-inch deep trench through there. Nothing ever goes back there. Don't drive tractor back there, lawnmower, nothing. Don't grow anything back there. And then right in here is a rain basin I put in to catch the rain, because there's a higher place out here, and all of the rain from this side here drains into there. So then right in front of that is a line. It's buried about 12 inches right in there, and then it's 16 to 20 from there on out. So the line that I have marked here will run right along that line in that catch basin. Where it starts to bend there, I've got to look for the corner of the septic tank. It's down about 2 feet in the ground, and I've got a stake there that shows where the edge of it is. So I'm gonna turn this thing around and put her on time lapse. Right in this piece right here for 20 feet, I'm going to be burying that piece of conduit down there. I'm going to use that to protect the gas line when I drive over it. Doesn't have to be too deep. The fellow said 16 inches, plenty deep enough with the type of traffic I've got through here. Ain't a lot. From time to time there's bigger stuff, but my pickup, my tractor, my trailer, that's about the matter of it. So I've got this down about 16 inches deep, and I'm going to go ahead and trench across there. Getting dark, so I hope to get that done before the sun goes down. Well, this is where we got to today. It's almost dark. Oh, that was lightning. It's raining. We got to go from there to there. Got her close. I'm gonna get in where it's dry. Well, I got that pipe in. I'm leaving the ends of it open because I told you before that they're going to be putting in a propane line running up there. Okay, so this end's open and that end's open. Reason why I put the pipe in is because that driveway there is going to continue right on up through here. Okay, and the second reason I did that is because they're going to come up that driveway with a truck that's got a tank on it and a truck that's got propane in it, and they're going to drive over this because they've got to go down there in front of that blue tarp. That tarp has topsoil under it, but right in front of that blue tarp where this trench is going to meet that one that's already dug, they're going to be setting my tank right in there. They're going to be driving over this to refill the tank, plus this is the access to my barn, my shop, my pasture. That's how they get into empty the septic. So there are a few heavy vehicles drive across here, but at any rate, before you get to it, I'm going to mention I am not a professional backhoe operator. Okay, I've played around with it, and a few years back, well, maybe about 10 years ago or so, I was putting in an electric line, and I had to rush to get it done. They were coming in the afternoon, so I started out early in the morning, and it wasn't too long. It was about 180 feet, if I remember right, a little short of 200. And I had to dig that thing in rocks in the middle of summertime in southwest Missouri. And the rocks I have here are small compared to the ones I had to chisel through then. And it was with a baby backhoe, just like that one I was using. So I fretted and messed around and finally chiseled one through there. We got the line laid in. The line was inside of conduit, and got it all glued up and got it put in there. And I started pushing that dirt back in that ditch, and the electric company showed up. They wanted to have a look and make sure that what we'd done was going to be good enough. They weren't going to send an inspector out, but the crew was supposed to look it over. He came up there, and I stopped. No one else was around but me, and he asked me if this was a place and whether or not I was ready for him. And I said, well, I think so. And he said, I run a backhoe too. I said, really? He said, yeah, mine's a bit bigger than yours. I've never seen one that small. I said, well, this is about the smallest backhoe that Kubota makes. I don't know who else makes smaller ones. And he said, I bet you had fun with those rocks. I said, yeah, I did. And he said, I was watching you fill that trench, and I noticed every time you come up there and push those rocks in, you dump the bucket. Why do you do that? And I said, well, because it's full. And he said, yeah, and it's going to be full next time you push it, ain't it? I said, yeah. And he said, well, I'll tell you how I do it. He said, I go to the end of the trench. He said, because you always have more dirt at the end of the trench than you do the start of the trench. It's just the nature of the work usually. He said, and I've pushed that in and cover in the first one and just keep whatever dirt's in the bucket. And he said, then I leave that dirt in the bucket, and some more gets in the next time. And finally, that bucket gets full. And he said, that becomes a tool for me. He said, I can just push the dirt in because I ain't interested in stopping to dump that bucket. And I push it in that hole. And he said, then I can run over with them tires, and I got that extra weight on the front. It helps pack it down a little bit. And he said, when I get to the end, he said, I'll run that tractor up and down that trench a couple times and pack it in really good, and then that shows me where the low spots are. And he said, I've got dirt in my bucket to fill those low spots. And he said, and I've saved time because I'm not having to empty the bucket every time. And I said, oh, that sounds good, so I tried it. Done it that way ever since. And I realized that that's a matter of personal choice, and my way's no more right than anyone else. But before you tell me I'm doing it the wrong way, I'm going to tell you I ain't going to change it. That's the way I do it. All right. Let's rock. Got a few more fittings to put in here. Got to put a T-in to go into the house, and then an elbow here to come up for a valve for the air conditioner replacement. The T-in to the house so that we can have a gas range. We have neither of those yet, but they're coming. And got to make this connection to the regulator. But the line's in the ditch. It's PEX. Goes all the way down here to the tank. Total of 148 feet this way to the tank. It's going to end up at between 16 and 18 inches deep all the way up through there. And then here's the tank regulator set inside. Has two cutoffs there. The blue one goes to the house. The yellow one goes to the shop, and the shop runs around. It's 3/4 inch PEX going to the house, and 1/2 inch PEX going here to the shop. Okay, and I have the stub out now. He'll come along here and put a regulator on this end also and do that connection, but I don't have that heater for the shop yet either. So what we'll do is we'll get the appliances in, then he'll come back and do the system check, final connections, and we'll be on go. But at any rate, we're supposed to have a load of gravel coming tomorrow. Plan is to come in and put, I don't know, 4 inches of gravel, limestone around that pipe to protect it a little bit from all of these rocks, and then I'll fill it in. Got a rain coming tomorrow evening, so I hope the gravel shows up in the morning. But the installer didn't really want to be on camera. He did agree for us to show him unloading the tank, and I do appreciate that, but he didn't really want us to watch him making the connections, and I can understand that. So at any rate, that's just about the end of this project. I will go ahead and show a clip or two of filling in the ditch, but pretty good progress today. I'm happy with it. Thought I'd show you where we got to. It's just about 30 minutes till dark. Sun's already set and it's clouded up, so it'll probably show up okay on here, I hope. But at any rate, over here on this side, this trench will remain open. It's all built up here. There's no traffic, it's not in the way. Not really worried much about it. Just the woods over there. Shouldn't be anybody falling a hole or anything. But I got the stub out there so that he can come back and do that connection. And this part right here between the building and the wall, okay, it collects water off of that roof, and at that corner right there, everything from that corner drains back this way. So there's a swale in here. I went ahead and changed the swale a little bit so that the water will drain right there to the edge of the dirt pile. Okay, doesn't look like it on camera, but that's the way it's going to drain. Okay, also I made this so that there's a ramp going in. It used to have a hump here behind this wall, and I went ahead and took that down and leveled it out for walking in and out. Okay, so got the pipe buried. You might have noticed as I was digging that I was setting aside clumps of sod. So what I did is I took some of that sod and I put it back in this ditch. So there's places along here where there's some patched in sod. Won't be anything right in here because this is going to be the road. The driveway is going to come right on up through here. Okay. Have bits and pieces of it down in here. This is actually going to get topsoil and grass planted on it. Okay. Starting to rain. I put in sod pieces from here on back. Okay. To here. This area doesn't grow much grass anyway because it's too shaded, and I'm gonna have some more work here. I still don't have the pipes put together. Got to crawl underneath the house and put the shut-off valve on that and then connect those pipes together. But what I got going on is that they're saying that we could get from 3 to 5 inches of rain in the next 2 days. That's going to wash all the dirt off these rocks. It's going to settle this ditch in. When that's done, my topsoil is covered. It's under that blue tarp. I'll be able to come in here when the ground gets firmed up just a little bit and roll this sod back out of there and pack it down with the tractor one more time, fill it up with topsoil, and work that sod back in. Plant grass seed where there's no sod. Still got rocks to pick up. I'm tired. Starting to rain, and on top of that, gonna be a whole bunch more once the water hits it. So I don't know if we're gonna get 5 inches of rain. You know, I don't know what weathermen drink, so I'm betting it ain't the same thing I drink, and in all likelihood that's why we aren't on the same wavelength. But nonetheless, they got it right that it's gonna rain because it already is. So I'm gonna put the tractor up, call it a night. I do appreciate you watching, and you have nothing less than a wonderful day.